Yo, what's up, guys? Danny here. Today we're going to be reacting to Statica. This is Avenged Sevenfold's new EP. I'm excited to hear it. I know the reception is very, very poor. I know people do not like this album, but I'm going to go into it completely open-minded. Bit background on myself. I'm currently third year in college for music. I play guitar, so I'm a very big Avenged Sevenfold fan and Sinister Gates fan. Personally, I love kind of City of Evil era, Nightmare era, White Album. That those kind of three albums really did it for me. But I also did like When Life Is But a Dream. What is it called? Life Is But a Dream. Yeah, that's a good album. That's why I'm wearing the shirt. I saw them play that album, not the full album, but parts of that album on tour, and I do like it. It definitely grew on me. I'm a big prog fan, so if there's kind of elements of that in this, I'll probably end up liking it. But yeah, again, I know this is a poorly received album, but I'm going to go into it completely open-minded and have some fun with it. Alright, let's start. I'll probably pause just kind of once throughout the song. I don't like reaction videos where they pause constantly, but probably about halfway I'll pause, so we'll see. Also, I'm not a big lyrics guy, so I won't be paying attention to the lyrics. I'm sorry. I'm more of a music guy. I'm sorry. Alright, let's get into it. Okay. Here we go. Cool riff. It's got some guitar already. It's a good sign. It's a cool riff. I like that tom thing. It's a cool chord. Alright, so I'm gonna pause it. So far it's cool. It's more of like kind of like soundscapey, right? Where it's just like a lot of background, kind of like, I don't know, scratchy noise stuff. Cool guitar riff, you know what I mean? It's good at repeating and it has a nice groove. The vocals are heavily auto-tuned, which I really am not a fan of auto-tuned vocals. My favorite vocals are actually probably the Stage album when they did, you can see it right there in my background, but the Stage album when they did kind of those really raw vocals. But yeah, so far I like it. It's cool. It's different. Alright, let's listen. Dual guitar harmonies? That's Avenged Sevenfold. There's some keyboard solo. Really weird things going on both years. It's a good melody. Song's about to end. Awesome. Yeah. Honestly, that was pretty cool. I liked it. I don't know if I should be not pausing in between, but I'm gonna pause in between. I like it. Lots of cool things. I like they had like the dual guitar, one on left, one on the right side, and they're playing like some cool like chromatic lines that was kind of like changing the harmony a bit. It was actually cool. I like it's very experimental. The only thing I don't like was probably the drums. For me personally, I'm not a big fan of like rap and pop because the drums are very like it's the same snare sound constantly. I like it when you can really feel the expression of the drummer. And this felt, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's actually Brooks and then they put some weird like effects on it. But yeah, so I'm going to stop talking and keep going. That was a decent song. Lights was not bad. All right, Statica. This one's 5 minutes. more kind of scratchy sounds to open it. Brian May kind of guitar sounding thing. Lots of like crunchy chords, weird harmony. I like it. Disco. Oh, there's a good drum sound. No, that's... Little 12/8. Weird melody. I like that ride thing. This part's cool. Alright, yeah, so far this seems like a very typical Avenged Sevenfold structure. You know what I mean? Chorus and verses and stuff. I actually like a lot of like the what they did with the instruments, and then they're also adding cool like electronic noises in between. I don't know if you hear the choir boom ba ba. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you could tell that they know what they're doing when it comes to like blending electronic instruments, but not doing it too much that it's just jarring. Like it feels like, I think the problem with electronic blending different genres is when there's just too much going on. But I feel like they're like kind of letting some areas be a little less intense, so some other parts kind of shine through. And that is kind of at the loss of the guitar. The guitar is playing kind of the same riff the whole time, and it's not very like interesting. But the whole song, I like it so far. It's decent. I really don't like the auto-tune on the vocals, and the melody is very weird. Ba, 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 da. I don't know, like it is kind of weird, but I mean, I like it. Very experimental. I like it so far. All right, let's finish the song. Halfway left. Here's some guitar on the right. Okay, sorry to pause it. That part right here with the vocals is so weird. Da 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 da. Like, listen to that part again. I won't pause again. What is that? It's good. I like that. That's cool. Don't like this part. Groovy. Okay, it was a cool breakdown. I like this part. This part is cool. Good vocals. Woo! Five? Minor five? Cluster? It's cool. Hear the bass really well here. Whoa, you hear that choir at the end? I really like that. That was cool. I like the end part was specifically really cool. Right after the breakdown, they go back to that choir part, and then they go into like this more kind of classically, like harmonically classical inspired kind of thing, which is I really like classical music as well. I forgot to mention that, but that's kind of the reason why I love kind of the earlier Avenged Sevenfold stuff, because harmonically, like, it's a lot of like D minor classical chord progressions. Like even this one you could hear, and then they did that thing where at least I think, you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but they went to like the 5 chord, and then they went to, or it was like sus4 5 chord back to, I'll try and play it. So say we're here, it goes, oh wait, say we're here, it goes, and then I think that's what they did. But yeah, there was some pretty cool parts. Got my guitar stand here. Pretty cool parts. I like that song a lot. All right, let's keep listening. That was cool. Again, I don't like the vocals though. I do not like the vocal, what they did with the auto-tune. There we go. That's cool. It's a good riff. It's mixed well too. Vocals again then. Those drums sound amazing. That chord was cool, and both ears too. Also, I'm gonna pause it here. It's about halfway. I like this song so far a lot. That riff is really cool. That is cool. That is really cool. And they're good at kind of like R&B, where you kind of settle into a groove. You go in there, you stay there, and then you expand it with other instruments coming in. That's kind of what they did here. I really like that. Right where I pause is when it seems like they like doing that thing where they build up a lot. They have like this cool riff, and then they just suddenly switch to like some sort of choir sounding section or like layered vocal sounding section, and it's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, I like it so far. The lyrics are funny too. He said, "I want beer," or "Give me beer, mostly foam," or something like that, and it was funny. That's why I laughed. But yeah, so far cool. I'm gonna unpause it a couple seconds back. But yeah, I like it so far. Yeah, here's that choir thing. Very R&B. This is cool. Got like dance music, EDM. Ooh, it's a good transition. Phrygian dominant. Ooh. Back to that choir section? Or not the choir? It's a cool chord. EDM sounds like. It's a cool sound. It's a cool sound. Gives me like Skrillex vibes or stuff, but I'm not that familiar with that type of music. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, that's a cool song as well. That's probably Statica and Rejoice. I actually really like those songs. I'll definitely listen to those again. But great riff throughout, really cool. They, again, blending of different genres. I heard some parts that sound like EDM. I heard some parts that sound like R&B, and obviously some metal parts. I really love the kind of the guitar section where they're just kind of riffing over that riff. I'll go back to it real quick. Here. Bit of kind of Phrygian dominant vibes, and yeah, I really like this. It's a good song. I like it. Good blending of a bunch of stuff. All right, last song. Guitar in the right ear. Giving Gordian knot animals as leaders. Good groove. I like the drum set.
Man with a chain across the land, driving a stake with the grass and bend. So many pumpkins.
Oh, that's cool. The guitar is copying the melody. It's really cool. What is that melody? One. Little Latin vibe. I like this group. Again with that flat too. Good groove. What was that guitar part? That's cool. Back to this Latin part. That's cool. Ooh. Okay, so right now they just caught those really cool keyboard sounds. They added it, but yeah, so far this is decent. Again, my biggest kind of vice with it is probably that I don't like the direction they're taking with the vocals. It's so auto-tuned, but it's also the melody is very. It feels like they kind of like came up with the most random possible melody. You know what I mean? But that being said, it's one of those things I feel like will grow on you, right? A lot of progressive music, the way at least I feel, it's like when it comes to those weird sections, you get used to them, and then you start understanding why they did that. You know what I mean? So I feel like even with this song, that's kind of how I'll get to. But yeah, not a big fan of that. Lots of guitar parts, lots of lead guitar parts. But I feel like Sinister Gates has kind of two modes. It's either he goes like fully following the harmony and kind of like really kind of classic shredder vibes, right? Especially with the earlier stuff. And then he also kind of has the other mode where he does basically kind of like almost random notes, right? Like you don't even understand why he does it, right? But I actually really like that as well. So it sounds cool. There's some areas where I'm like, okay, why are you know what I mean? Just play something cooler than that, your Sinister Gates. But I like it so far. It's cool. All right, let's continue on. So here he's following the harmony. Okay, I was talking, I missed that. He's following the harmony here. Weird melody. I like the groove. Back to this kind of chorus. Super spacey. It's a cool sound. Ooh!
What's the use anymore?
What's the use anymore? All the same as before. I think they're building up to something big. I like it. It's a weird chord. Back to this classical harmony, I like it. Oh, that chord is so boring. That one too, it's just... very electronic. I don't like that sound. It feels like so not powerful. Okay, wow, so that's the end of the EP. Awesome. Alright, yeah, I enjoyed that a lot more than I was expecting. I came into this knowing that it was people did not like this album, if I'm being honest. But I did like the album. I think Statica and Rejoice are songs that I'll probably actually add to my playlist and listen to quite a bit. And then Lights and Ashes just kind of don't really do it for me. But yeah, it's decent. I think people maybe are a bit too critical of it, or they just don't kind of understand. I love it when artists just allow themselves to do what they want. You know what I mean? They could so easily make Hail to the King every 2 years and make bang. You know what I mean? They could make so much money, right? But they're taking their time and they're making the type of music they like to make. They're incorporating a lot of things that I haven't seen before, which is awesome. I love hearing music that just feels so fresh. Personally, I don't like it, or the parts that I don't like are the vocals, the vocal melodies. I feel like they could have came up with stuff that made more sense. I also think that it's very kind of like we have a part here and then it switches to a completely, like the transitions aren't really there, especially, right? And I feel like you either do that fully or you don't do that at all, right? And what I mean by that is that they'll have a part that repeats a lot, but then the way they transition between those parts don't really feel smooth. So it's kind of a weird blend between like pop choruses and verses, but also just like kind of random left turns and stuff. So it is a bit weird like that. But yeah, again, the vocals I'm not a big fan of. I think if they made music like this, they continued making music like this, had the vocals not be auto-tuned, right? They could still keep those weird melodies, you know what I mean? Like they'll grow on me. Maybe incorporate a bit more guitar and a bit less of instruments that, you know what I mean, that are unnecessary. I feel like there's some times where it's just like really weird keyboard parts that come, or synth parts that come up randomly. But yeah, I mean, overall I like this album. I think people, I've seen a lot of things about people like genuinely hating this, right? I don't think this is like something that I hate. It's just something that I think could be better. But yeah, it's cool that they're doing this sort of stuff. I like it. And I think the biggest thing is they're just fans of music, and you can tell. They love R&B, they like keyboard sounds, they like synth sounds, they like metal still, you know what I mean? They're very just like fans of music, and they want to make a blend of those, and you can't help but, you know what I mean, admire that. So yeah, overall I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. Definitely some things I can like. I dislike about it, but this is so much cooler than, you know what I mean, 4-chord pop songs that make millions, you know what I mean? Like this sort of experimental, do what they really want, I like it. So keep going, Avenged Sevenfold, don't listen to the haters. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm not sure if anybody will still be here. This is my first video on the channel, but I'm gonna do a few more reacts, see how it goes. I really like talking about this sort of stuff. I would love to do more reactions. I'm a big kind of prog metal fan, progressive music. I like classical music. I like metal. So if there's any suggestions, let me know. There's a good chance I've probably listened to it already, so I'll try and do some stuff. I might listen to that new Haken EP. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, hit like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!